Alright, so it's been a little bit since I gave you guys an update on what's going on here. Last time I talked about getting ready to go through my last stage of training. So I obviously passed training with flying colors. I have moved to my city I'm staying in. It's called Bucheon. I have settled into my apartment. I was in what they call a love motel for the weekend that I got here. Like, I passed training on Friday a week or so ago, almost 2 weeks. Can't believe it's been that long. And they took me to my school to meet my boss and everything, but the old teacher that I replaced had not moved out yet. So while they were waiting on him to get his things out of the apartment for me to move in, they put me in a love motel for a weekend, which they call it love motel because it's one of those really sketchy motels where you can pay by the hour for, I'll let your imagination run, but I'm sure you can guess why you would need somewhere that you can pay by the hour. So I was there for a weekend, and then I moved in to my apartment, and my old teacher that I replaced left me nothing. I think I had a mattress, a microwave, a fridge, and just basic appliances. I didn't have trash can, didn't have bedding, had absolutely nothing. Like, there's pictures up on Facebook, if you hadn't seen already, of what it looked like when I first got here. And I went to Emart and bought the bare essentials, and it was 100,000 won, which is $100, just about. And I've been building groceries here and there, and building stuff like pots and pans. I haven't had it all at once. I just yesterday bought a pan that I can use to boil stuff with. Yesterday. So I will give you a tour from the outside to the inside and just show you the stuff that I have now. Okay, so just like at my cousin's apartment, you have to push a button for it to open, and then it automatically locks again. Has a key lock again, so I put in a code. This one's cooler because it tells you, it has instructions on what to do if you didn't know how to do it. So put my code in, and it says open. Alright, so this is my living space. There's an automatic motion sensor light. And then there's my closet, so I've got a couple of them. Kind of shove things randomly here and there. The teacher before me, one thing you did leave for me was 2 or 3 bags of just bottles of wine that the school gave him at Christmas or something like that. So that was nice. Got my closet. I've got more clothes than this. It's just they're in the washer right now. Not a whole lot of space, but you'll do. I just found this ugly looking couch on the street today. I didn't have this until I got home tonight. But compared to sleeping or sitting on my bed every night to do whatever, it was a huge upgrade. And then the old teacher left this nasty coffee table that I'll get rid of when I find something better, but I have that. I have a queen size mattress. Before, it had no bedspread on it, or no fitted sheet. I was sleeping on a bare mattress for a week and a half. I got the fitted sheet for $29. I bought this pillow, in quotes, for, I don't know, $8, and I got the comforter for $25, and that's all I really need to sleep with anyway. So over here I have, that's what I'm wearing tomorrow. I got my tiny little fridge. This is supposed to be somewhere where you store kimchi, but I'm not entirely sure it's actually functional, so I'm just kind of ignoring it. I have 2 burners for my stove, sink full of dishes as always. I have my my clothes washer. When I started it, it was at an hour and a half, so it takes twice as long to wash things here unless you go in express mode, but it doesn't really wash very well in express mode, so I usually go the whole cycle if I'm doing my clothes at night. And I found this chair for eventually when I get a desk. I've got pictures from home, Harry Potter to decorate. I've got all my paperwork and stuff that I need, my grad school application, all my travel documents, pictures or books from the school. It's all the curriculum that we're using. and an ironing board because I have to have wrinkle-free clothes or I look like an idiot in the morning. I need to remember to start pulling out the iron whenever I'm done with it, because more than once I have come home and found it to be on all day long, which is probably not great on my electric bill. I have like barely, like I said, any groceries at all. Like most of this is stuff that I brought from home. And then we got pots and pans, chopsticks. I don't know why it zoomed in so much. Bread, paper plates, tiny little trash can, tiny little drying rack for my clothes. And then I got my laundry basket. And then I got my backpack that I bring with me every day to school. It's got all my folders for each class. So that was my apartment. It's pretty shoebox size, pretty standard, nothing fancy at all. But it's a place to sleep, and the school pays for it, and it's really cheap on utilities, so it's really all I could ask for. As far as my other stuff that's going on, my coworkers are amazing. They took me out to dinner, paid for everything on my first night. They made sure I got back to my love motel okay. They helped me get to my apartment. Just every day I have about 10 million questions to ask them while we're doing prep, because we have to get there 2 to 3 hours early every day just so we can go through the lessons that we're supposed to teach, and we're not just teaching cold. We have to make sure that we know what we're talking about before we get up there in front of the students. And every day, I'll be like, okay, what do we do in this case, or what would you do here? And they always have so much good advice to offer me, and they never get impatient with me. Even not even stuff with school. I'll ask them stuff about how to get around or how to survive in Korea for your first couple of weeks, and they're just like, yeah, you do this, and it'll get easier, I promise. It's a learning curve. And then, as far as teaching goes, I have not gotten a whole lot of feedback from my boss yet. What I have gotten back has generally been positive. She said that she's briefly had time to go through, they video record my classes. She said she's briefly had time to look at some of mine, and she's pretty much been pleased with how I manage my classes. I have mock taught for her twice, and she was happy with the energy I gave her. And then she's also asked my coworkers what they think of me, and they've said, I think he's a fast learner and that he's got a positive attitude. And she said, yeah, I agree. I like him too. So everything is going pretty gravy here so far. Other than getting lost a few dozen times, everything I can't really complain about. There's homesickness here and there, but that happens every time you move away from home, especially when you're halfway across the world. That is pretty much all I got for now. I will keep on putting up pictures and keep on throwing out the updates. Bye.